Morning, everybody. Is it in English or Indonesia or bahasa? Manitia.
English, please.
English. It's okay. We will start our lecture note this morning. Before I explain about wood construction, I want to show a video about engineering wood in UBC campus. Let me share the video. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will start. Some of you has known about me. I'm Isna Yuniarwardani from Forest Product Industry and Testing Laboratory. This morning I will explain about wood construction in tropical zone. Why I choose the topics? Because as we know, wood is biological products that affected to some of construction properties. Okay, let's say I share my PowerPoint presentation. Okay. We have watched about the UBC campus in Canada. The material of building is engineered wood. Engineered wood is different with natural wood or solid wood. We will discuss much more about solid wood, not engineered wood, because engineered wood have more increasing properties that natural wood is have some disadvantage about the properties. Okay, we start the PowerPoint. I will show the some of building, old building. Okay, this is building the rumah tua in Rantau Panjang, Jambi. It's about 700 years old. At the village, all of house like this house. They say is rumah panjang. It's been like a lamin in Dayak culture. All of the element of house is from solid wood, but some of the element has had attacked by termite. Okay. So this is familiar, popular mesku in Samarinda. All of you has known about this in Samarinda Seberang, in Kampung Masjid. This built in 100 volts. And the last is more new, is Rumah Dahor, cultural heritage in Balikpapan. This house also built by wood. Okay, why wood? Wood is a specific material for construction, and in this morning we will discuss about wood as a engineering material. The second is wood properties. Most of you has known about wood properties, and the third is tropical humid environment, and the last one is wood construction in tropical zone. I want to ask to Bu Nani, this time is explanation first and then discussion, or the audience can ask?
Yes, we have 45 minutes to deliver the lecture and the last 15 minutes to discuss. Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, we will discuss about wood as an engineering material. If we talk about building, building is not about the housing and so on, because also about the bridge. This is one bridge, a simple bridge in Biduk-Biduk with kayu ulin dominantly. And you know about this, all of element is also kayu ulin. Okay. As engineering material, wood has some advantages and of course some disadvantages. Maybe we talk about disadvantages more, because it's will influence the characteristic of building. Okay. Disadvantages, wood is hygroscopic, anisotropic, autotropic, heterogeneous, less durability of microorganism like termite, fungi, and so on. Some of wood is incapable to heavy construction. And the last one is limited dimension. The limited dimension of solid wood will we can make engineered wood like GLT or CLT, glulam, and cross timber laminated like the UBC campus. So limited dimension now is not disadvantage, is because technology can solve this problem. Okay, I think we can skip this. Okay, some, I think maybe all of us know about hygroscopic, but I think maybe as Ibu Diah information, some of the audience is maybe didn't know about the wood characteristic or wood properties. Okay, if we talk about hygroscopics, is the ability of wood to take in to remove water. I give the sample illustration. If wood we place it in a higher relative humidity, so water molecule will adsorb to the wood and the wood will swell. In opposite, if the wood we place it a low relative humidity, the molecule, the water molecule inside of wood will remove to the to its environment, and the wood will shrinkage. So it is the problem to civil engineer to make wood as construction material or engineering material, because wood can swell and wood can shrink depend on the relative humidity. So we should dry it before we use wood for engineering material. Okay. Okay, the other one is the lacking of wood is microorganism susceptible. It is also depend on the moisture content of wood, like fungi, also termite, cacing laut, and so on. It is a problem in construction because some of building element, if a termite attack it, maybe we cannot see the termite, but inside the wood will be crack or will be damage about termite, and also because of fungi or the other microorganism. Okay, if we talk about wood properties, wood properties has natural wood and engineering wood. If we talk about natural wood, like these photographs, we know wood has varied structure. Depend on the species, depend on the position in the stem, and so on. Also, wood has varied density or specific gravity. Specific gravity or density is will be one of considering factor if we want to use to build something. In Kalimantan, usually we use ulin, nyato for foundation, for element that have heavy loading for a long time. But for unstructured element, we can use other wood with low with middle density, like meranti or kruing, and so on. So density will be important thing to civil engineer. Okay. The other one is a node. If we talk about node, we know about loose node and tight node. And because of node, sometimes the grain will deviate. So if we keep load at near the nodes, the wood will be damaged fastly because the structure of wood is not usual normal wood. It's not normal. You know, normal wood has a straight grain, but because of the node, the grain will divide, or the character. Some wood has characteristic with deviation of grain. So it's also will influence the character of building that we use wood which has node or grain deviation. Okay. Okay, the next one is juvenile and reaction wood. It's also affect to building material and the other thing. Okay, how about engineered wood? If you talk engineered wood, the popular one now is GLT, glutaminated chamber, and CLT, cross laminated chamber. The characteristic of engineered wood is eliminated of defects because node or crack had been removed from the wood before the setting to GLT or CLT. Second is GLT or CLT or PSL or the other engineering wood more homogeneous because we can use some species, the same species for one unit of this engineered wood. This is GLT from Meranti Merah. This produced by Samtraco, and the other one is CLT from pine. Okay, the third one is engineered wood has good dimensional stability. As you know, wood is depend on relative humidity. So the dimension will be unstable if the relative humidity is changed. So if we want to make engineered wood, we should be drying the wood before setting. So the dimension has been stable. So it's very good properties because as I know, if wood had been dried, the ability to take and remove water molecule is more less than undried wood. So the last one is engineered wood has unlimited dimension. we can make as big as we want, as long as we want, depend on the industry. So it is some of these advantages of natural wood will be deleted by this technology. Not only GLT and CLT, we have PSL, Paralam, and the other ones we have composite like VPC, like LVL, particle board, and others. Okay, for civil engineering, so some of microstructure of wood will be become its interest. If we talk about density, so we should consider about cell structure and size, and also moisture content, because water will be affect to the density or a specific gravity. If we talk about strength also depend on density, moisture content, and cell size. Shrinkage is also depend on cell structure and size, and of course moisture content. If we show this slide, we can see that moisture content is one important thing to wood, because moisture content will be affect to density, strength, shrinkage, stiffness, and also electrical resistance. Okay, now we talk about tropical humid environment. Kalimantan, Indonesia is tropical countries with forest, tropical rainforest. Okay, tropical zone climate has a monthly average temperature above 18 degrees Celsius or higher. In Samarinda, maybe sometime in 13, 35, 34, and it's hot temperature all year around. Also, the annual precipitation is high because of the rainy season. Most all times. So at the tropical zone, the humidity or relative humidity is about 88% during the wet season and 77% during dry season. What does it mean? It means that wood in tropical zone always have a higher moisture content. As a previous slide, we saw that moisture content will affect to some properties of wood. So we should care about the moisture content. That relative humidity is the one thing to consider if we think about relative humidity. So this is a graphic equilibrium moisture content, temperature, and relative humidity. If we see, we can calculate the approximately of moisture content if we know how many degree of temperature and how many percent of relative humidity. In example, if we choose 30 degrees Celsius of temperature, and then we choose 70% of relative humidity. We will find around 14% of EMC. More higher of relative humidity, the EMC will be higher. The temperature is not so affected to moisture content, but the one thing is relative humidity. In dry area like Middle East, sometimes the relative humidity 40 or 35, so the moisture content, the EMC will maybe around 7 or 8% of EMC. So what means about this graphic? We should consider if industry will export the engineered wood to Middle East or to Europe or to US. So the wood should be dried before setting to make GLT or CLT, because if the moisture content is still high, and then we make a GLT or CLT, and we send the product to countries with low relative humidity, so the dimension of product will shrink, and maybe some defect will occur, like a defect like a crack, or maybe other defects. So it's also civil engineers should care about moisture content if they want to make building, housing, or bridge by wood. Because if we place the wood near wet location, so the moisture content will high, and maybe microorganism will attack the wood. So some wood has natural durability. Sorry, aku lagi ngajar, nanti aku telepon. Okay, civil engineers should be care about moisture content, also the wood species. Some of wood has natural durability like ulin, jati, and other woods, but much more species don't have natural durability. So some product sometimes it should be preserved before use or before engineered to other product. Okay. Wood construction in tropical zone, we should consider about MC, of course, wood moisture content, wood defect. By engineered wood, defect will delete. So we find good condition of wood before setting to other product. And we should consider about the environment of location, the humidity, temperature, and so on. And also we choosing the right wood species for definite utilization, like wet condition or near sea or riverside, because the condition will influence the wood. It will be maybe will be shrink, maybe swell, and sometimes maybe we are attacked by microorganisms like termite or fungi and so on. Okay, that's all from me. This is a nice house by wood. My dream house, and this bridge, traditional bridge by Ulin. Okay, thank you. Have you any question? We will discuss about wood construction in tropical zones. If you have a question, please tell me. Oke, silahkan. Kalau ada yang mau ditanyakan, atau mungkin malah tidak dipahami karena terlalu teknis.
I have one question.
Okay.
Okay, just a simple question. How we know that the building is made from natural wood or engineered wood from outside?
Okay. Okay, thank you. Good question, Bu
Defense.
Nanti. Okay. Solid wood or natural wood, we cannot build high building. As I know, the 3 level is the maximum by natural wood, because you know natural wood is heavier and the dimension is limited. We cannot find a long column, example 4-meter column by natural wood, because you know big size of wood, maybe 400 millimeters dimension, impossible to find the wood clear from defect. Note, crack, and so on usually occur at the material. So engineer have difficult to build tall building by natural wood. So engineered wood, we find the material simulate some species that will be easier to construct, like the video that I show. They produce the engineered wood depend on the dimension that we need, and all of the material have dried, so it's not so heavy. If we want to identify the birding, so as I know, 12 floor is the higher building construct by wood, engineered wood, not natural wood. So that's all, Bu Nani.
Okay, enough. Thank you.
As I know, in Karawang, industry produce CLT, cross-laminated timber, but the managers told that they have difficulty about raw material because they should dry first, they should pressure first before they setting become a CLT. So the price is higher. Engineered wood, the price of engineered wood is higher than natural wood. As I know, in Loabua, Samtraco is the products for export, not for local, because production cost is higher than simple natural material like kayu gergajian, sawn wood, sawn timber. Okay, that's all. Maybe any question? The one thing is moisture content is the important thing if we want to use wood for as an engineering material. Maybe more of you I know, but I don't know. Iyut Jaya Toimsar, may I know you? Or Chika Priscilia? You are student of Forestry Faculty Mula Warman? Or no? Please, if you have question. Bu Yuli, have you question? I think because of the Soto Makassar, you don't have a good concentration for this Zoom meeting. Hello, have you any question? have 10 minutes for discussion.
Silakan Bapak Ibu kalau ada yang ingin bertanya, boleh bertanya dengan bahasa Indonesia. Tidak harus dalam bahasa Inggris. Siapa
Mungkin
tahu ada
warnanya
yang
bingung kali ya.
ya. Silakan Bapak Ibu.
Silakan kalau ada yang mau nanya bahasa Indonesia. Oh, nggak ada orang
Bahasa-
asingnya kayaknya ya.
Iya.
Kita loh orang asing.
Ada
Indonesia.
satu di kolom chat Bu Isna.
Oke, sebentar. Oke, terima kasih Mas Dwi, Mas Yanto. Thank you for your question. Kita ngomong bahasa Indonesia aja ya. Yang saya tahu, arsitek untuk IKN sebagian besar, bukan sebagian besar, engineer-nya itu, civil engineer-nya itu yang kayu itu sudah beberapa yang saya tahu dan kebetulan saya kenal, itu ada orang UGM, ada orang PUPR sendiri, tetapi mereka juga masih belum belum bisa memutuskan seperti apa bangunan kayu yang akan dibangun di IKN, karena setahu saya juga tidak semuanya dari kayu, mungkin hanya beberapa yang dari kayu, tetapi dari PUPR juga waktu kami sempat diskusi, mereka akan menyarankan ada beberapa bangunan yang dibuat dari kayu, pastinya kayu yang sudah engineered wood istilahnya ya, sudah dikeringkan, sudah mungkin diawetkan, dan karena kalau untuk membangun bangunan tinggi juga tidak mungkin hanya menggunakan kayu gergajian. Kebetulan saya ngikuti ada satu grup perekayasa kayu, itu orang-orang sipil, dan sampai saat ini itu belum ada informasi bangunan kayu seperti apa yang akan ada di IKN. Karena memang mereka masih pastinya juga harus mengikuti desain, grand design dari IKN itu sendiri, walaupun beberapa teman-teman dari PUPR juga sangat menginginkan adanya satu lokasi yang di situ dibangun bangunan dari kayu. Nah, pastinya juga mereka harus memikirkan kondisi lapangan, kondisi area dari kompleks itu akan dibangun kalau dari kayu. Kalau kita lihat, karena kalau kayu bersentuhan langsung dengan tanah, resikonya adalah rayap akan cepat naik. Walaupun tidak bersentuhan, rayap juga bisa naik. Jadi memang harus sangat diperhatikan kondisi tempat bangunan itu akan didirikan, kemudian juga kondisi kayunya, apakah memang mau memakai kayu-kayu ulin, tapi rasanya tidak mungkin, karena ulin juga sudah semakin langka, atau mungkin memakai kayu-kayu lain yang punya keawetan alami yang tinggi, tetapi masih banyak di lapangan. Itu. Yang saya tahu sampai saat ini belum ada informasi, karena kebetulan di grup itu ada beberapa orang PUPR, kemudian ada profesor dari UGM dan dari ITB, yang bergabung di grup perekayasa kayu. Jadi memang kita bicaranya tentang sipil dari kayu, konstruksi dari kayu, begitu. Ya mudah-mudahanlah ada bangunan-bangunan dengan menggambarkan budaya Kaltim yang dibangun dengan kayu, tetapi kayu yang sudah diolah, bukan kayu gergajian yang alami yang tidak diapa-apakan. Begitu Mas Anto, yang sepanjang yang saya tahu. Ada lagi mungkin yang lain? Karena setahu saya kalau hutan itu kemungkinan rayapnya juga banyak. Jadi memang harus hati-hati kalau akan membangun bangunan dari kayu. Kecuali sudah diawetkan. Oke, silakan yang lain. Mahasiswa,
Silakan, Bapak
kalau
Ibu
memang
atau-
tidak bisa bahasa Inggris, bahasa Indonesia juga nggak apa-apa.
Iya, silakan Bapak Ibu atau Mbak-mbak mahasiswa atau mas-mas mahasiswa, silakan kalau ada yang ditanyakan.
Tapi mahasiswanya kayaknya sedikit ya. Namanya
Iya,
nama
iya.
dosen yang banyak. Yang
Banyak
rajin
dosennya.
dosennya.
Iya.
Yang
Gimana,
mahasiswanya.
masih ada?
Masih ada yang mau ditanyakan?
Nggak ada?
Nggak ada? Nggak ada, kita bubar.
Masih 1 menit nih dari jam 11. Kalau memang masih ada yang
Oke,
bertanyakan.
silakan kalau ada yang mau ditanyakan. Tadi saya lihat ada Holik. Holik, mau ada yang ditanyakan, Holik? Atau Ibu yang nanya kamu, proposalmu, Holik? Holik,
Takut tuh Bu, kalau sudah tanya proposal, takut muncul Bu.
enggak lah, proposal dia mah sama Pak Erwin yang belum beres. Sama saya sudah beres.
Sudah beres. Ayo Mas Holik.
Holik,
Atau
ada yang mau ditanyakan, Holik? Kamu
Nah,
penelitiannya loh tentang UV. Itu kan kaitannya dengan kayu untuk di outdoor juga.
Nah, ini Holik kesempatan nih untuk menggali lebih jauh informasi yang dibutuhkan.
Dia penelitiannya itu perubahan warna kayu karena faktor ultraviolet. Kemarin itu masih sama Pak Erwin, belum selesai. Ayo Khalid. Ada yang mau ditanyakan? Atau jangan-jangan orangnya nggak ada lagi? Bu Jup, mau ada yang ditanyakan Kak Jup? Bu Jup? Kalau pertanyaanku, kapan kita ke Bandung? Ikut Mapeki.
Kayaknya Bu Jup sibuk di GBK ini Bu mungkin.
Tapi ini itunya terbuka, mic-nya terbuka.
Iya. Oh, nah siapa tahu ada yang mau tanyakan Bu Jup. Kayaknya sudah nggak ada nih Bu Isna pertanyaan. Bisa di tutup saja.
Oke. Thank you for your participation for this course. I hope it will useful for you. If you has any question after this session, please feel free to ask me by phone or by WhatsApp, and we will discuss about that. Okay, thank you Ibu Dia, thank you Ibu Nani, thank you all of you for your attention. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih banyak Bu Isna.
Sama-sama. Ilmunya keberatan kali ya?
Enggak, Bu. Menarik Bu, menarik.
Ilmunya
Terima kasih
keberatan.
Bapak Ibu. Ya, besok ketemu lagi Insya Allah peserta summer course ya. Nanti flyernya akan di-share kembali. Baik, terima kasih Bu Isna sekali lagi.
Sama-sama.